Ladies and gentlemen, let's restart the action with 3 2-minute rounds of K1 rules in the 77 kilogram division by welcoming into the white corner, fighting out of the House of Pain gym in Bournemouth. Please give a warm welcome to Finnley Nagel. And his opponent this evening in the black corner. He fights out of the Predators MMA gym. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patrik Czart.
So House of Pain versus the Predators, and Dan, I've been seeing the Predators on the circuit a lot recently across many different disciplines, and Andy is getting these guys out across boxing, kickboxing, MMA, K1, and one thing they love to do, you've got to be honest, is they love to knock people out, and they're building an exciting gym for that. They go for the knockout virtually every time, and that's why they get such big support.
Yeah, they fight across the disciplines, these guys. A lot of Eastern European warlords in this lot, I tell you. I've seen Andy Monzalo, who's actually main event tonight on this show, who's getting these guys out there. I've taken on it for quite a long time now. I remember when he fought Marlon Hunt a long time ago, and we was in Malta. And listen, he's done really good things with this gym, and here they are.
Well, as I said, Predators, we had the big MMA. I was at a boxing show, and Andy had 2 guys on then. And as you said, he's got a big night himself tonight, you know, so there's a lot going on. But they're gaining in support because, like House of Pain, funny enough, there's gyms that, for want of a better term, just love to fight. Yeah. And we've got 2 of them against each other.
This one's going to go off.
And we're live on Leapfrog Fight TV. So once again, let's welcome to the white corner. It's Nagel Finnley. And his opponent this evening in the black corner from the Predators MMA gym. Give it up for Patrik Czart. We have 3 2-minute rounds of K1 action in the 77 kilogram division. Over to your referee.
And as you said, with it filling up, Dan, you can hear the pop for both men here. Both brought good support. Where, you know, we're only in bout 5, and the atmosphere already you could hear for both men. And I think it's because, as I said, you know how these gyms they like to entertain, they like to stop people. And for me, this could be fireworks here in bout 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't blink for a second if you're watching back home on Leapfrog TV, because heavy hitters have entered the stage now. And it is Predators and House of Pain. And both corners have gone home with knockout victories on many, many, many occasions.
And Patrik pushing forward here. He's working that double left nicely to try and set up the right. I like Nagel's, the way he works backwards. He works confidently off the back foot, turns that into a push kick here, but very measured, I must say, for 2 big men. They're taking their time. And you can hear the support now. Now it's beginning to boil here at the O2 Dam. Oh, that right hand very close from Patrik there. And again, a whisker on a whisker, because Nagel Finnley, with that beard, the whiskers were tested twice, though. He's got to be careful because Patrik brought that right hand over the top and only just missed on both occasions.
Yeah, nice and tight guards. It's comfortable to watch with these guys. They know how to look after themselves as well as throw, don't they?
What I like, Dan, is picking up on what you've just said, is look at the vicinity of the 2 men. They're up close, yet they're still defending nicely. They know what's just out of range. And that's what I said about Nagel Finnley.
Right hand, very accurate
for the
on
first
the chin
time,
then.
He wasn't out of range. That right hand, he's got to watch for. That's the 3rd time.
Yeah, very accurate with that. Very accurate.
The first 2 were close. That 3rd one landed. But look at the range. They're always within range, so that even if you make your opponent miss, you've got to make them think about you're in range for the reply. And that's what I love. I love it defensively when you know that you can turn that to an offence because you're right in the pocket.
You can hear the sound of those shots going in. Look, and as he starts to tread forward, just gets more aggressive. He's accurate in his shots. Starting to bully him now, isn't he?
This is what I said about the Predators. They love that. They love that style. Now, as you said, starting to bring it. I felt Another key for me with judging is we're only human, and if it's pretty even and you're on the fence, if in the last 30 seconds you start to blitz, you start to come forward. And here I thought both men, as you said, well contained, compact, stayed in the pocket, both of them, but still good defensively and not much between them. And then you mentioned it, in that last 30 seconds, I felt Patrik just stepped up a gear, especially with that left coming to body, then head. And if you're a judge, you're saying, give me something. And I felt right at the end of that round, Patrik said, look at me.
Yeah, it was just, he just upped the aggression level, didn't he?
He did.
Just started to bite down on his gum shield, tread through the shots. He's accurate with those hands, isn't he? Of course, they're fighting in shin guards under amateur K1 kickboxing rules, but there's not a lot in those soft shins, believe me. It might protect your shins a bit, but if you get a big one on the biscuit tin with them, there's not a lot in them, is there?
But you saw there in that replay at the end what Dan was on about. He went through the gears at the end of that round, Patrik. Yep. And Nagel Finnley's got to match him for that, because Patrik, again, as part of the K1, he's stepping forward now, Dan. There's a little change in his demeanour here. He's stepping that half step closer again.
He's not checking low kicks, though.
No.
And he's won 2 or 3 on that leg. And like I said, just in the break, those small shins, they're very small. There's just a tiny bit of material in there, you know.
And Nagel, is a change of tactics, as you said. That's the 5th shot to that thigh. And Patrik's happy to walk through them to get where he needs to be, when suddenly you realise you're no longer happy. But this is the danger for Nagel. Now, I think that was always on the cards.
It was. It was. It was pressure, wasn't it? He cracked under pressure for a sec there.
And the thing was, you highlighted he had the right answer to that pressure. I thought the kicks were working for him. They're the right thing to slow a man down.
Yeah, the low kicks are good, look.
And I was just about to say that Patrik was happy with them until suddenly you find out you're not happy with them, and then you fall over. And we've seen it so many times with guys that don't check.
Yeah, that's a low shot there.
They're happy to take it. They're happy to show the shots, and then suddenly they can't walk.
Oh, referee brings them together there. That was a low shot there. He's telling them to box on. It's just wound Caesar up, I think.
And it's again the second time.
Next
key
one.
moment.
Yeah.
Nagel Finnley has cracked.
That is that. He's going to try and beat the count now, but that is that. No, no, no. He's hurt, mate. That was a really good shot.
Dan, I said to you, he's breeding bad intentions at Predators.
Yep.
He's breeding it. They like to go for the knockout. They train for it. They go for it. And do you know what? I was saying...
Something very likeable about their gym, isn't there? Something very excitable and likeable.
But when you talk about likeable, what I liked about it was he was willing. He took a gamble. He was willing to take those leg kicks.
Yep.
To get where he needed to be. Now, that gamble paid off for Patrik. We've seen it backfire on people. It didn't tonight because he saw in the first round, I was close. Then I clipped him.
Have you seen a lot of fighters over the years? Some of them will take a low kick, but they bend their legs, they sit on them so that it's not on a straight leg, and they let their hands go on top. And I think that's what you've seen
and
here.
And that's what he's been doing. And as you said, he's there you go, he's winding it up. That was a delayed reaction to that.
His right hand's heavy duty, isn't it? There's anvil power in that right hand, you know. Look, it's heavy. When it lands on the target, it's heavy. Ready for the anvil. Here it comes. Just missing his low kicks there, if they get this replay right.
And he's pushing forward, and he's landed.
There's the right hand.
And that right hand landed earlier as well. And as you said, the more you watch it, picking up something you said, Dan, he sits, as you said, not only to take the pressure off, but then he uses that to springboard back to get the leverage for those shots. They're breeding bad intentions, Predators, and no wonder they're building a fan club, because you know something's going to happen. Yeah,
I've watching them, really enjoying watching their competitors on many, many shows, actually. And you know what? They're the type of gym, they don't get into the politics of a lot of shows. You get a lot of silliness, don't you? They'll go to any show, and they'll put on a show as well.
Getting them out, and it's working. It's solidly working for them. The more they're getting them out, you reap the rewards.
Well, Finnley Nagel can go home knowing that he's got a good low kick on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for
just come up against someone a bit too strong today.
This contest was brought to a close by TKO. 1 minute and 46 seconds into round number 2. Let's hear it for your winner in the black corner, Patrik Czart. And a huge round of applause for Finnley Nagel.